From fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pod Therapy. Real people, real problems, and real therapists. You can submit your questions anonymously at podtherapy.net or email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com. At least 10 unexploded World War II bombs are still buried underneath the archaeological site at Pompeii. Looks like someone's planning a sequel. And now, broadcasting from the churn, that guy's Dr. Jim Jobin. I'm Nick Tangeman. It's time for some Pod Therapy.
Worst Indiana Jones movie ever.
That's a bold claim.
You got to jump over a few. You got to dig pretty deep to get down there.
I think that's a better plot.
What is the worst one?
Re-exploding Pompeii? That's fine.
Well, hold on. You know what? Let's go to my favorite movie critic. Jacob, what did you think?
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, it was whatever. I didn't catch the last, ending part. But,
it was fine.
It seemed okay. I'm sure they'll do another one. I'm sure Harrison Ford's still alive. What do you think is the worst Indiana Jones movie? It's
Crystal
a deep dive.
Skull, I think.
I thought Crystal Skull was redemptive. I didn't think it was that bad.
I saw Crystal Skull in the theater.
Hold on. You're saying Crystal Skull is worse than Temple of Doom?
Hold on.
Yes.
Temple of Doom is garbage.
I saw Crystal Skull in the theater. I saw Temple of Doom in the theater. But I saw Crystal Skull in the theater, and I thought that it was unredeemably horrible.
Oh, come on.
Then a couple of years later, it was on Netflix or something like that, and I rewatched it.
Yeah.
And that confirmed to me that it was irredeemably horrible. It is
somehow
terrible.
I was even more angry. I want to build a time machine and stop myself from seeing it.
I wasn't even angry. I was confused at how bad it was.
That's
it was so bad it confused me.
I will agree that there's way too much happening in that movie. Like scene. It's just way too many things happening too fast to keep up with it. And Temple of Doom is still worse than that.
My favorite part of Crystal Skull was, spoiler, if you haven't seen Crystal Skull. Spoiler alert right now.
Here we go.
My favorite part of seeing that movie in the theater was not anything in the movie, but it was the audience's reaction when it was revealed that it was aliens.
Oh.
And the entire movie theater went,
come on.
I am not even exaggerating. Yeah. Every single person in that place just goes,
You know what's funny, though? I watched it with a buddy of mine who it wasn't Nick, but, he's a strong atheist, too. And we're watching.
I know where you're going with this.
You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
We get to the end, and I was pissed, too, because I didn't like Crystal Skull, but, it's still better than Temple of Doom.
It's not.
Okay. And so I tell my buddy, he's like, so what do you think? I was like, man, it's supposed to be a movie that's in real time, and like Indiana Jones, a man of science, and they just blew it up with this aliens crap because this make-believe bullshit. He's like, dude, the first one was about Jesus.
Yeah. Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah,
the Holy Grail.
Ark of the Covenant, Holy Grail. And then they
on.
dabbled in Hinduism.
Yeah.
Come on.
And like ripping hearts out of
I got no problem. I don't even have a problem with them
you
making
drew the
it
line
aliens.
at aliens.
No, I don't even have a problem with them making it aliens. Just do it well.
Just do good aliens.
Yeah, just do it good. That's all. I don't have a problem with the content of the plot.
Wow.
It's the way it's put out there.
Yes.
And then Shia LaBeouf swinging on monkey vines.
Also, Shia LaBeouf's best film. Easily his best film. Solid his best. That's top of the resume for Shia LaBeouf.
Okay, so
that can't be true.
That is. It's bad. All of his shit's bad, but that's tippy top.
we've got guests in the studio.
We have guests. Hooray! International travelers.
Yes.
Finally, you're
36
here.
hours.
I'm so glad that you're here.
Potential felon.
So
No, I've already cleared that up.
I don't know what she's about to say, but I'm very excited. What happened?
I read the TSA instructions.
Yes.
The booze is allowed.
Oh, that's, the garbage booze?
Yes.
Yes.
She also brought good booze.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
She brought me 2 bottles
Ooh,
of booze.
I know
One is Brazilian hobo booze, and the other is good Brazilian booze.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and for the record, Nick and I have both smelt of the hobo booze, and it is deathly. Like that. That would be a
that's
great
pretty
way.
bad.
To
I am on
summon
my
somebody.
second beer of the morning,
just to wash it out of
just
your
trying
mouth.
to clear out the hobo booze, and it's not working.
What was that bit in a beer fest where they drink like mountain goat piss so that they can handle the worst
To clear
booze?
their palate?
Yeah, to clear their palate. That's what
I mean,
it
I'm
is.
real close to that.
If it was here, I would have used this.
So, Jim, go ahead and introduce our guests.
All right, so we've
Fury.
got.
That's a better Shia LaBeouf movie.
I'm going to take shots at first and last names, if that's okay. And you know what? I'm going to go for the record here. So we've got Will Breeden. Yes.
Yeah.
From
Did you pronounce
Indiana.
that right?
Yes.
It is
I think
Will.
Will.
Will? No.
Yes, long
Okay.
L's.
With
Yeah,
double
is it one or two L? Yeah,
two,
two
actually.
L's.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So
special
Will.
two, yeah.
I'm saying it right, not Will.
Yes.
Will.
Yes.
Yeah, Will Breeden.
Yes.
Yeah, from Indiana.
Paul does not get that right, but yes.
Yeah. From Indiana.
Yes.
Which part of Indiana?
Southern Indiana.
Southern Indiana.
Middle of nowhere. North
Oh.
of Evansville, if you know where that's at.
Oh, Evansville. Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Not a clue.
Yeah, no.
My my
He's from
cousin,
Iowa, so he's like, "You're from the big city of Evansville?
No,
you guys
from-
have lights
from
and
a small
everything."
city north of Evansville.
Oh, okay. Because my cousin was the basketball coach for the women's Evansville Aces.
Yes, Aces.
Yeah.
Zero
Purple Aces,
people
yeah.
care. Zero people care. That's so weird that it's such a small world that the
Yeah.
women's basketball
They
coach
were really good for a while.
in Evansville.
Yeah.
Also, our women's basketball team's called the Aces. Copyright infringement.
They
right
were the
there.
Purple Aces.
Right.
Ah, got it. So we've got Will Breeden, and then we've got
Go ahead. No,
Manuela Musacchio.
close enough. Well done.
Don't
That is
grade it.
no-
Don't grade him on a curve.
That is no different
I never get the close
than
enough.
the other 10 times. The other 10 times that I've said it. And this time you're like, good
No,
job.
the first one is
Manuela Musacchio.
Yeah, no, I lost
Musacchio.
it.
Isn't it Musacchio?
Now
Yes.
you lost.
It is Musacchio. So I have to emphasize the Musacchio.
yes.
Ah, Manuela Musacchio.
The emphasis is on the second syllable.
The emphasis is on the
You're
wrong
still
side.
not
Oh,
on the
yeah.
first name correct. I don't believe.
Manuela? Manuela?
Yeah.
Manuela.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Stop.
Did I get it?
Yes.
Yes, that was it.
Yes.
I did it. Manuela
Yes.
Musacchio.
Yes.
Winner! Now Nick do it.
Oh.
No.
Yeah!
My same response.
Weak man. She came all the way from Brazil
Yeah.
for this. And you can't put up a couple
I'll
of
try
names. Give it a shot.
Manuela Musicchio.
Nope.
What?
Nope. Nope. I know what he did wrong. I
What did
know.
I do wrong?
No, do it again. Do it 100 more times.
I know.
until you get it right.
Mus-
Oh, this is only going to get
Oh,
worse.
shit.
I
Yeah,
don't even
lost
bail
it.
him out. Go.
I lost it.
No,
I,
now
I know
for a
exactly
second.
what you did wrong.
Don't help him. Just let him fabricate.
Musacchio.
Yes.
Ah, damn it.
Thank you.
Ah.
That was good. That was
Will
good.
was giving me
I've
hints.
seen that struggle before, man. I've seen
I
it.
like how Will has this like ability to charades that name. Like he's charading that name and it worked. Like you got it. You're
I
like,
got it.
oh, got it. It's like, where's he even getting that from? Excellent acting skills.
Many
by the way.
failures, that's where it's going.
So you are from Brazil.
Yes.
You are probably our only Brazilian listener.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're the
Yeah,
one.
I tried. No, I tried getting other
Third most
people.
populated country
Yeah.
on earth.
But the thing is, no, not a lot of people speak English in Brazil.
Oh, okay. That's the excuse I'll accept.
I would go so far as to say you're probably our only listener south of Phoenix. Probably.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
We've only got Dan in Phoenix. That's it.
The further south from
Yeah.
Phoenix you go, the smarter people get.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I tried introducing people to the show.
Have you really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
But then I realized that I was talking about stuff that I don't want people
You
at
realize
work.
you've written into the show.
Oh,
You're like, yeah,
yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
My privacy trumps this.
My letter to ICS almost made Jacob throw up
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, I
because
remember
it was
that one.
the boss who picks his nose.
Oh, that's right.
That was my.
Oh, that
Oh,
was
wow.
horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
He's
was really
not-
bad.
He's
Yeah.
not my boss anymore.
Wow. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
let's
So
celebrate.
you've written into the
Woohoo.
show periodically with little life updates about what goes on in your world.
Yes.
And yeah, when we first started hearing from you, things were rough.
Yes.
You know, you had written in about feeling stuck in life and just being there and feel like you're ready for your life to move forward. But going to work every day was an emotional labor for you. It was really
It
getting
got
bad.
worse. It got worse in the beginning of the year, like until the things were sorted out, and finally somebody told me, "Okay, he's out."
Oh, okay.
I had going to work. I was imagining,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna get there, and how I'm gonna run away because I'm gonna get killed. That was the thing going to my head.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
that
that
was
bad.
That was
Wow.
that bad.
Well, yeah, I've heard horror stories of Brazil,
Yeah.
especially the new president you guys have, who's like the Trump of Brazil.
Yes, I can talk about it. I'm gonna.
Yeah,
cry.
yeah. It's from what I've heard, basically the new president of Brazil is what Trump would be if Trump didn't have like laws to deal with.
Yes,
and like could just do
exactly.
it. Like if you could take like the dude from the Philippines and merge it with Trump, you get a baby of this dude in Brazil.
Yes.
Like he's
Wow.
that bad. He's like Duterte and Trump mixed together.
Our military made a homage to an actual Nazi
Wow.
a few weeks ago.
Oh my gosh.
Actual Nazi.
Yeah, people keep forgetting like Nazis are bad.
Yes.
Yeah, it's weird how that got better
Yeah.
with time.
And he's like,
You
he's
know?
like making religious ceremonies inside our public buildings.
Wow.
All the time.
Oh my gosh.
And he said that someone in the Supreme Court must be like extremely religious. He wants that.
Wow.
Evangelical religious.
Oh my goodness.
So,
and
we-
he's like a really religious dude
Yes,
too, isn't
yes,
he?
yes.
Holy cow.
But he likes guns a lot. So
Yeah, well, religious people love guns.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's kind of their
we're
thing.
doomed.
Wow. So it's been rough. It's been
Yes,
rough.
Yes.
And which part of Brazil are you in?
Rio de Janeiro.
Okay.
Rio.
Rio.
For Americans.
The place with the birds. I've seen the movie.
Thank you for dumbing everything down for
I
me.
like how she rolls her eyes when she says it. Oh, I love
Americans.
it. I love remembering this is America. Like when you get to meet an international person, they're just like, God, you guys are so terrible. And it's like, yeah, we are, aren't we? It's like we're just in our own stink. We have no clue.
Just wait until she tells you about the utensils thing.
What? What, you guys have different utensils?
No, we just use it for everything, even for sandwiches. And he's just like,
Why would you do that?
Thank you.
God damn it.
Sandwiches are built for
Your
hands.
no, you
Yeah,
do
that's
it
what you
with
do
your
with it.
hands.
So this is
Oh,
why
we're
we
watching
fought the
Jim
war.
into a relationship.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. You will use a fork and a knife on a sandwich?
Of course, I used it this morning.
But on
On
a
a grilled
sandwich.
cheese.
On a sandwich that's been assembled. Like, we're not talking about like cootery. Like,
yeah, but it
If it hasn't been assembled, it's a
outside.
salad.
pretty much. That would work for me. You're telling
Which
me.
I still use my hands for.
yeah, I still, you use your hands?
America.
Wow, you were raised in a nice place.
Whoa.
I just dive it's like bobbing for apples.
You just have an oat bag like a horse.
Yeah. You know what I
Strap
do.
it on.
We went to dinner the other night. You know how I do sushi.
On
So-
a good day, Jim
so-
has an oat bag.
Sandwich, you will sit there and you will actually slice out the sandwich.
Like I did today.
But you said it's
before
grilled
the show.
cheese. I can see
Yes.
grilled cheese. That doesn't feel like an abomination.
No,
to me.
every sandwich.
Okay,
is
you had me though
eaten with
for a
the-
second,
yeah.
and now we're
And
gone
then,
again.
okay, the thing I told about yesterday that he was a little bit scared, and
Yeah.
our Lyft driver was too, is the tweezers for the popcorn.
I'm sorry, what?
Tweezers for popcorn.
You'll use tweezers.
Yes.
Tweezers.
For popcorn.
Plastic.
Like chopsticks.
Yeah.
You'll eat your
Yeah,
popcorn with chopsticks.
Not chopsticks. It's a...
Is this a Brazilian thing or is this a you thing?
No. It's a Brazilian.
I want
They
somebody
make
second opinion.
tweezers. Yeah.
Are they
Yeah.
specifically for popcorn?
How
They're
fucking
big-
necessarily.
sophisticated is
Okay.
Brazil?
They're big
that they are
tweezers.
like, you put the butter on your fingers? Are you an animal?
No,
Meanwhile,
we
their
put-
president's like committing a Holocaust.
Exactly.
But they're way too sophisticated to touch the popcorn with their skin.
I'm actually on board with this.
Oh my god.
Come
Because
on.
no, hold on. Because I notice this every time Laura and I go to a movie.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there eating popcorn, and when the movie's over and the lights come on, I look down,
And it's just like a murder
like,
scene.
Yeah, I'm like covered.
Like an American.
Yeah, but
And the hands are dirty.
in fairness,
Yeah.
he's describing an adult theater, and things are a little different in there. Okay,
Butter is lubricant.
Okay.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff everywhere.
And the other thing is that we put condensed milk on our popcorn, on the sweet popcorn.
I had heard of everything else you're talking about. This was new.
Condensed milk.
Oh, you know what would really go good to this popcorn? Liquid cow. Just pour
Yes.
it on. That's crazy.
Sweet liquid cow.
Sweet,
Sweet
condensed.
sticky.
I don't know. You
Liquid
get the
cow.
sweet and salty. I put.
No, you
I
can
put-
put on a sweet popcorn.
Nick wants
Yeah.
so
Caramel.
bad to be cosmopolitan.
I'm trying
He
to
wants
save a listener.
so
Is what I'm trying to
bad.
do.
Dude,
And
she
the
has stuck
relationship.
with us through everything. She's not
True.
going anywhere. We have massacred this woman's name for a year. She's made peace with it.
The reason for the utensils, when she explained it, made sense. It's just that there's a lot of people in the area.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And a lot of things don't get cleaned
Okay.
or washed. So
Okay.
their hands are dirty. They
Okay.
don't use their hands.
And we use
It makes
mass
sense.
transportation all the time.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Which is something we don't do much here. The
No.
people have cars.
You know
We don't
what?
have
You know what's interesting
much
about
cars.
this though? You're right. And you guys ever seen Adam Ruins Everything?
Yes.
Yeah, they did this whole bit about talking about
Transportation.
we're one of the only countries that never did mass transportation. And then somebody on Reddit said, "Hey, did you ever in Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That's the theme of the movie.
Yeah.
It's a conspiracy to bring freeways so that they don't use trolleys and they don't use mass transport so they can sell more cars. And this is a real story about GM doing
yeah.
a real conspiracy to try to do that. This is not make believe.
It wasn't a conspiracy. It was
They
their
just did
it was
it.
their entire business plan.
That was their
Yeah.
business model. They lobbied
Capitalism.
Congress and said, people need highways, and that way they could sell individual cars. But your communities are made up so that they're centralized, so that you actually can use mass transport to get where you need to go, and you're not necessarily fanned out on these small roads all over the place. But you're also a very populated country.
Yeah. And I live in a very big city.
Okay.
So we have buses, we have trains, we have subway.
Yeah.
I was going to say they're
Lots
not. It's not because the cities are localized. I mean, the cities are cities.
Right. They just design the roads differently.
Oh no, the roads are shit.
Oh, okay.
No.
Because, in my American
didn't design
brain,
them.
if somebody said, "Hey, what image comes to mind when you hear about Brazil?" I absolute jungle, and then
Oh,
little
thank
dirt road,
you.
and then a jeep, just flying over the dirt road. that's what
the
my brain has
monkeys.
been told. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm glad you said it. Yeah, and there's just everywhere.
This is
monkeys.
the ignorance that I deal with every weekend.
This is what I have been taught by Hollywood.
Oh,
Okay,
Jesus.
this is, and then apparently The
no.
Rock jumps in and saves people. So this is, but you're from Rio, which is
Yes.
is that the place with the Jesus statue?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll notice I'm holding guns in my Jesus
Yes.
statue.
It should.
That's my
Now-
favorite
now
one.
Now it's
Now
on.
There's an Onion article where it's that picture of the Jesus statue overlooking the city, and he's got two Uzis. It's just the best.
Yeah.
And now that's the only way I know him.
Our police is more scary sometimes than the bad guys
Really?
because they have gigantic guns that I don't know the names of, but they're this size.
Wow.
Big guns.
And
they
they-
carry big guns.
Yes.
Like Uzis, assault rifles. Jeez.
Those are
Yeah,
assault
and
rifles.
they
assault rifles.
yeah,
yeah.
and
They probably carry AK-47s.
Oh my god.
That'd be my guess.
no, it's not.
It's not AK-47s? Okay.
No,
But
it's
they're
not.
definitely not pistols that are
No, absolutely
they're
not.
strapped
They're-
with big old guns.
Yes.
Wow. In the
And
city? They're just
of
walking around
course.
like that?
Yes.
That sounds like an occupation military. That doesn't feel right. That's
well,
creepy.
my city was occupied for last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like mild civil war all the
Oh
time.
my gosh, man.
Because
That's
of the
terrifying.
drug trafficking.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
So
the
we
other
have-
thing I know about
yeah.
Brazil.
Like, we hear gunshots and you go, gunshots.
Wow. No big deal.
No,
So it's
nobody
like an
does.
entire country that is Detroit, Michigan.
No, it's
Essentially, I
Rio.
feel like that's
no,
where you're going.
Rio's worse.
Rio's like that.
Rio's
Wow.
bad.
You just pissed off people from Detroit.
We lost all one listener in Detroit.
Detroit's been trying really hard to get away from that.
No, but Rio is bad. Like, I was
Jeez.
talking to Will yesterday. Like,
Yeah.
you would never catch me walking around at 1 a.m.
No.
Ever.
Death. There's no way to
No
do that.
way.
Holy
No way.
cow.
My sister gets in the bus and I'm like, please come back alive.
Wow. So is this your first time in America?
No, second time.
Second time is first time in Vegas?
Yes.
Okay.
My brother, I think it was my brother, was robbed in Rio
Oh wow.
during the World Cup.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Of course.
Yeah.
But
happens.
but he had been told, and so he had it. He had a fake wallet and a fake and a fake cell phone
Of course.
Oh,
to give
wow.
to the person when he got
You're
mugged.
kidding me.
No,
Wow.
we do that.
You're kidding
no,
me.
we do that.
That's amazing.
We do
You
that
have
constantly.
fake stuff
That'd be
Yes.
really weird if I
because you
was
need
getting
to anticipate getting
It'd be a weird
robbed.
joke.
Yeah, no, I just made all that shit up.
him.
Man, that was really complicated. That's
for that.
amazing. That you carry
I only
extra
got-
stuff to
yeah,
give it away.
I only got robbed twice.
Only twice?
Why am I just not hearing about this?
Jeez. Well, I was like, wait, on the way here?
Well, she was eating a sandwich with a knife and fork.
Yeah. That's
Then
how
I
you
used the
don't get
knife.
robbed.
Yeah.
That's how they know.
Yeah.
As soon as they see some guy put hands on a sandwich, like, it's a tourist, get him.
Yes.
Look at him, eating
Yeah,
like an
yeah.
American.
No, and I am confused sometimes by someone who's not from Rio.
So that's my question to you. Now that this is your second time in America, first time in Vegas, what are some of the things that stand out that you're like, oh, weird, America does this? Like, what are the things that you like have to like? Oh, that's the deal with America, or things you notice differently about just the humans or the culture. Or what do you notice that like stands out to you that's really different?
Well, I think the first thing is the food.
The food's different.
Not different, is just everything's so big I cannot finish one meal.
This is true.
Ever?
We're not messing around.
No.
I like how Will just like his eyes just like winked at you. Just it's like we don't mess around.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. The drinking from the tap is...
Drinking from the tap.
Yeah, he had to convince me. Like, you can do it. And I'm like,
Oh.
I cannot.
Oh, like a
No.
water fountain? Is that
Yeah.
what she's talking about?
No.
Tap water.
Tap water.
Oh,
Tap
that you
water.
can just drink tap water. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't.
You don't do that.
Absolutely. If
Most
you want
places
to die,
don't do
If you want to die.
Most
Wow.
places don't drink from the tap.
No.
Really?
I cook with filtered water.
Wow.
No, I don't trust the water.
You don't trust your own water
No,
in
I-
your city.
Yeah.
There are
at
places in
some
Europe they don't
point-
drink from the tap.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
At some points, we couldn't drink water in my college. I was at college, and it was like, don't drink that water.
This is
And we just
amazing.
didn't drink that water.
So, like, the fact that we have, like, regular clean water.
It's amazing.
That is amazing.
Amazing.
I like how you two are just like, yeah, how did you not know this, Jim?
No, because I think what we're laughing about is how this show just completely turned. It's like all on you, and this is and
Jim
like
learns.
Jim learns. That should be the
interesting
episode.
facts. Just watch Jim be shocked.
Today on Jim Learns Water.
What?
You know that this show is different because I haven't put my microphone away.
Yeah.
Usually we talk for like the first 2, 3, 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And then my microphone goes away and
Goes away.
I do something else and then I occasionally comment on something.
Yeah.
Because you guys get into
This time.
serious shit.
Yeah.
This is just Jim being amazed by infrastructure.
It is amazing.
Lack
Infrastructure
of
hour.
inclusion.
Water is for drinking. That's what it's for.
You have roads?
Go on. Tell me more about the thief monkeys. I've seen about the thief monkeys in documentaries. So the fact that we have what is it, potable? Is that what you say?
Yeah.
Potable water. We
Yeah.
have potable water, and you're like, what?
And
the
it's
shit?
portable.
Yeah.
And it's portable water.
Yes,
You can
it's
put it in
portable.
little containers and take it with you. So that's different for you.
The cars everywhere.
There's okay because you guys will use
Yeah,
mass.
I use mass transportation all
Wow.
the time. I'm a subway fan,
Wow,
and
that's so weird.
there's
We don't have
something
subways.
else that I forgot.
We've got Subway. There's one by my house.
There's a subway.
Yeah, the sandwich.
Ah!
Yeah,
boy.
sandwich place.
I walked
And
right
Jacob's
into it.
gone.
Jim especially
Jim,
bad
where you
today.
going? Come back! Oh, see, damn it! Jacob left the
Oh.
studio again.
I remember the quality of the service.
Okay.
Like, everyone is so nice, and Rio is like, "Oh, I think he forgot me."
Oh,
Well, that's,
really?
that's also
Waiter.
a Vegas thing.
Waiter.
We're
that's-
very yeah.
And then he comes to serve you, and he's like,
do you guys
Right.
tip?
But
Do you tip for
absolutely
serve?
not.
I think I know the problem.
No.
I think I've actually
The
solved
tip,
the riddle
no,
just
the
now.
tip is kind of mandatory,
Or is included.
but is included in his.
The
It's on
gratuity is
always the
there. He's
same.
getting paid no matter how bad he does. He's going to get the
Yes,
same money.
absolutely.
I think I figured it out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrible.
Here, that is, we do not pay a living wage.
That's
So
another problem.
they are groveling. Can I get
No,
you another
but-
ice cube? You seem a little short.
But
on the ice
Vegas
cubes.
Vegas is built on service.
Yes.
Rio is too. It doesn't matter.
Well, Rio's built on tourism. Vegas
Yes.
is built on service.
Service.
Oh, okay.
There
We
you
have
go.
nothing
Fair,
good
fair.
here. We had to just, from the sand to the stone, carve a civilization.
Yeah. Right.
There's nothing exciting to
Like
see.
Rio,
It's
Brazil
desert.
is beautiful. Brazil
Yeah.
has natural beauty and
From
everything
afar.
else.
Okay.
It has natural beauty.
Yeah.
Now, some of it has been ruined.
Yeah, and,
But-
and there's like coastline and
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thief
Vegas.
monkeys.
Vegas, there was an oasis here.
I know about the thief monkeys.
There was a little bit of water here, and that's literally the only natural attraction.
Yeah,
There's
we
a
had
little
water
bit of
and
water.
Mormons. That was it.
Ooh.
And now we have casinos and really good service.
Yeah.
And paper straws all of a sudden. Not
We
great with
got
that.
metal straws that people
People die with that.
I told her that.
People die, and I've been saying it for years. And then finally, the woman gets impaled
Finally,
through
she
the
got it
eyeball, and I was like, "I called this shit."
Jim just pointed like a signpost and turned
It's a
bright
thing.
red.
Yes.
How is humanity so stupid? What are we doing? Like this?
Jim just turned the color
metal
of a
straws, metal straws, and artificial intelligence. These are the things that are going to kill us, and we're doing it to ourselves. I'm just saying it, but that's true. So you guys have metal straws?
Yes. And somebody asked, "Did you make that?"
Did you make a metal straw? Yeah, at my welding bench.
I mean, somebody did.
And then I keep it in my shirt pocket. Just keep it with me in case I need a straw. That's crazy. All right, so big picture, America, food portions are huge, service is better, cars everywhere, and the hot hockey.
Air conditioning.
We need that.
We don't. We need that too. We
just don't have it.
Humid heat.
Yeah. Here it's
It's
like a cookie oven.
Yeah.
It's really. And you came at the right time. It's like 110 today.
Yeah.
You feel that, right?
I trade winter for this.
What?
Oh, I would too.
Why?
This is our winter.
No.
This is our
This is our
Yeah,
winter.
no.
This is our winter. It gets
July.
it gets really hot for 2 months, and everybody stays inside. This
Yeah.
is Vegas winter.
Oh,
time.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. And also going to call bullshit real quick on Nick because that did not escape my my notice when Nick said, "Oh yeah, me too. I would trade it." No, you traded Iowa for this because
No,
you
that's
didn't
what
like
I
the
mean.
winter. Oh,
I would. Oh, you meant it the other way. I meant that I'm happy to get rid of winter.
Yeah.
And accept summer.
you don't have
No.
winter in,
Oh,
in
yeah.
Brazil.
No, we barely have like.
You have rain and not rain.
Yeah,
right. Like that's the deal.
I was going to use Celsius.
Look who
and I
all of a sudden is the
figured out
Brazil
that-
expert.
I've seen
He's
some
learned a lot.
documentaries. I've watched Planet Earth too.
Mm-hmm.
I
They
know
made a
some
sequel?
things. Yeah, all the animals live there. So like this is it. Yeah, all the animals. And also interesting,
get that.
the largest freshwater river in the world is above the Amazon rainforest.
Yes, because of the Andes.
Like floating?
Yes. It is
Yes.
above the
Oh, of
rainforest.
course.
It floats to the Andes, and then it comes down. And that's the largest shelf of rain. It is a self-contained ecosystem. Also, all the oxygen that you think the
Applause.
rainforest produces for you, it does not.
Bullshit.
All that gets used there.
Yeah.
That stays
I don't
there.
understand why you never prepare for any show that. But somehow,
This is the one. Yeah, I was ready. You didn't do your Brazil research? I have a book report for you.
no, I was busy writing the script,
Thanks for that.
dealing with the email, putting together Patreon stuff.
I appreciate that you did all that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
However, Brazil, fascinating place. It's a huge country.
Yeah,
Isn't it like
visit-
the third?
visit for a
Oh,
week.
I'm not going there. You
No.
described it as a terrifying
Yeah.
place. I don't feel like going there and dying.
No.
And getting robbed and having to
Don't.
bring a fake cell phone.
Yes.
It takes everything that Jim has to even get out of the house and make it down to the studio.
Yeah. I live 5 miles away, and this was a big one. I barely made it.
You need
job,
to
Joe.
have friends in the like in
You
the
have to
city.
know
that
He
you're
needs
people.
to have
yeah,
friends,
yeah.
period.
Yeah. Oh, look at you with your singers. Well, you're on a roll now, aren't you, Tinchman?
No, just because,
Feeling it.
You're just killing it today.
just because you can end up on a wrong street and go up the favelas and you get killed.
Yeah,
that
that's a pretty
happens.
big consequence for not knowing what you're doing in Brazil.
Yes.
You get killed. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've just talked me out of it. Tourism, not going.
Yeah.
So about your life for a second, because whenever
Of
you had
course.
first wrote in, it was challenging. It was you were discouraged by the political ecosystem that was really draining on you. You were really discouraged by the work system. And I remember there were times you wrote and said, it's not like you can just quit your job because you're pissed.
No.
It's very hard to find a job and
Absolutely.
to be okay out there.
No, it's almost impossible to find. We're having very, very bad trouble with unemployment now. It's
Yeah.
bad again. Like, I don't know, what's the percentage? Nobody cares.
Yeah.
But,
But it's very high, and it's very hard to find a job.
Absolutely.
So even though your job was really draining on you,
It doesn't
that was part of
matter.
it. You
I
felt
have
very
to stay.
trapped, and that was
Yes.
part of what hurt you so bad was just feeling
Yes.
trapped. So you said things have
like,
gotten better.
Being out of the college, like being just graduated with a job, is like you win.
Wow,
It doesn't matter that it pays.
it doesn't even matter.
No, it
Almost
pays,
13% unemployment rate in
Jeez.
Brazil.
Yes.
Wow.
That's
And
high.
it pays so little. Like
Wow.
I make so little.
Yeah.
And I work so much.
What's your industry? I know you don't want to be specific about what your job, where you work, but what's your
publishing.
industry? Publishing.
Publishing,
So
yes.
like literature publishing.
Yes.
Wow, very interesting.
I work at one of the companies is what is the name?
Penguin.
Penguin Random House.
You see how I got that?
'Cause of
Mind
my-
reading.
No,
You
it's
haven't mastered that
it's
skill
my
yet.
bag.
One day
It's
you'll
my
be a
bag
good
is
enough
in the back.
therapist. Oh yeah, the bag also
Good
says
job. You got a prize.
Yeah, thank you.
You win a prize for that one.
Yeah. That's next level Jedi shit. One day you'll get
But
it.
yeah, it's one of the
Oh God, what is this?
branches.
Oh,
Oh,
no!
jeez.
What have
Why
you
is it
put
on
before
fire?
us? Okay, Jacob has just brought us Dixie cups with a white substance inside that definitely looks
think
like
it's just water.
Is this?
It's just water.
It's
just
the
talk it
hobo
back.
whiskey. Oh Jesus!
It's not whiskey. It's cachaça.
All right.
Now wait a minute. He's been saying that it's been taking how long to get the taste out of his mouth?
Yep.
The delicious
That'll
taste.
be a long
Yeah,
show.
it's a way to remember me.
We do have sweets,
All right.
possibly,
Okay,
to wash
good.
out the taste.
Yeah, I have a big old thing of Diet Coke that I'm gripping with my other hand.
Are you willing to share that?
How much money you got in your pocket?
You have a canteen and a coffee cup
Of
next to you.
water.
No, that's not
That's
mine. That's
Matt's.
Matt's.
Oh.
He left it here.
Oh,
Well, now it's fair
You can
game.
have- you can have
Yeah,
it.
you can have that. So, all right, we're toasting then. We're toasting
that's too
to
much.
This is our show now.
to Will and Manu.
This is how they take over.
This is how they take over. This may kill us. So, like from everything she's described.
she just looked at the amount that I poured you and looked at me and shook her head and went, "Oh, that's too much."
That is quite a bit.
Yeah,
It's about half a shot each.
but it's
Go,
half
That's about half a shot too
The
much.
more
Yeah.
you prepared, the worse
half a shot
it
of
gets.
cyanide is too much. Come on, guys, only half a
It's
shot.
not going to get better the longer you hold it.
I think it's going to
All
burn
right,
through the cup.
ready?
Is what I think is going to happen. All right, so we're toasting. We're toasting to Brazil. Long may it rain. We're toasting to Will and Manu. Thank you for supporting us all this
Thank you
time.
very
And
much for
if this
having
doesn't
us.
prove that we like you, nothing will.
No.
Here we go. Bottoms
Cheers.
up to your health. L'chaim! Oh, it hurts. It hurts everywhere. Oh, the throat. Oh, no. Come here, Dad.
Nick's hair just grew 5 feet.
That's not the worst thing I've ever had.
Oh, that's up there.
Oh no, Malort is worse.
Oh,
Malort is definitely worse. Malort still reigns as the worst alcohol that I've ever had.
does Brazil have like an FDA? Like, does somebody like?
What is that?
It's like a Food and Drug Administration. Like
What is
somebody,
that?
they make it.
I'm
They
sorry?
decide what's legal. Oh, you're good, huh? You want
Yeah,
some
fine.
more? You want another one?
No.
Best
All right.
poker face I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's right.
Nick is dying
Trying
inside.
Inside, you need to understand how deeply committed Nick is.
It's more
to
important to,
being
me
seen as international. Yeah.
He's trembling.
Yeah.
that he struggles and I remain
Yeah,
calm.
yeah, yeah. No.
This is how we were at work,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
If I were
This is-
at the
this is
rehab,
true. Yeah.
this is how
This
we
is what we do.
function.
Yeah.
He panics.
I lose.
He goes
I
crazy.
lose my shit out loud, and
Yes.
Nick just privately just pulls
I'm
out his
just
flask,
calm.
just quietly deals with it, and then he goes home.
From my angle, I can see the sweat getting through
Yeah,
Nick's
yeah.
shirt.
Yeah, it is. It's getting
Oh.
Hey,
pretty
you feel
warm.
like
Oh,
his
man.
feet is a puddle.
What the worst part of that beverage is, I think that it's still here. Like, it's still in me. Like, I can still taste this, even
Yeah.
though I've like sucked down half this Diet Coke.
Yeah, get used to the rest of your day.
Oh, it's like paint thinner.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
it is. It's paint thinner.
No, it's just
That's
to
why.
light your fires.
That's why it was familiar.
Yeah. It's because you were huffing paint right
yeah,
before you got here.
yeah. I
Like,
was-
this isn't that bad.
Big fan
Huh.
of paint thinner.
I
Wow.
described this cheaper than water. So
That's
Yeah.
that
there you go.
amazes me.
Well,
Cheaper
given
than
how
water.
unsafe their water is,
That's
I'm
true.
sincerely worried about us.
Yeah.
Having taken the hobo stuff. Except that there's so much alcohol and there's
It
nothing
killed
in there that
everything,
can
yeah.
kill us. Oh, that is raw. That is.
That is 80 proof,
Chah!
80 proof liquor.
Let's start a tractor. Chah!
Oh, that'll break a tractor.
I honestly didn't
How's
think
your
it was
space
that bad.
program? That's rocket fuel. Oh, that's pretty rough, man. That was. That is not going to have another one. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
Drawing the line right there.
Fair enough.
So, besides this very toxic stuff that I just put in my body, you also mentioned you brought gifts.
Yes,
Yes.
I did.
Ooh, I see that you have a bag there. There's a red bag. Please don't be more liquor.
No.
I got you more! Since you love the first one so much. Ooh, the suspense is killing me. Ooh, it's okay. It's a black square. It
one.
seems to be a black
Take one.
piece of paper.
Look
okay.
Look at it. Look at it.
I'm looking at this
No,
black
the
sheet
other
of paper.
side.
Okay. Dude! No way! Dude, look at it! Yes! Jim's Neurotic Bingo cards! Oh my
Yes.
god, you made them! This is incredible! Oh my god! Jim's Neurotic Bingo! And it has pod therapy stuff on it! This is fantastic!
Oh my god,
This is
awesome.
the best I've ever seen. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Okay.
Hello.
Did you see the middle? Did you see the free square? The free square in the middle is soft yes or
I don't
yeah
think they're
in
all the
background.
They're not all the same.
The free
No,
squares
of course
should be.
not.
The free square is always the same, and
No,
that's
but-
soft. Oh no, yeah, they're the same. Because bingo cards aren't all the same,
Right.
Oh my god, this is
No,
fantastic.
I am complimenting the bingo cards
yes.
because they are not all the same.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And they have our website on the bottom.
If I
This
had-
is so cool.
If I had made these, they would have all been the same.
Well, I appreciate that.
This is hilarious.
one
On my card, I have soft yes or yeah in the background, which
That's
is
the free
guaranteed.
square.
That's the free square.
square.
Jim
Oh,
will
hey,
always
I
do
think
that.
we can
Quotes?
we can stamp this one catastrophizing with
Yeah.
the alcohol.
Yes. Well, look at this one. What I hear you saying is, in
Yep.
quotes, so if that comes out of us, 3+ apologies if we mention love languages. We are so predictable. Talks about his mom. That's one card. That is one card that I'm holding. Oh my god, this
Requires
is so good.
excessive admiration. And mine has a
This
square
is
that
the
just
best
says
thing
mine has
ever.
a square that just says hits on Jacob.
Yes. Believe self to be special. Jeez, these are good. Talks about his book.
Oh my god.
Grandiose sense of self.
Oh my god, these are fantastic. These are really difficulty
And you need
concentrating.
bingo chips, by the way.
Oh my
He made
gosh.
bingo
Bingo chips.
What? Dude, look. They're us. It's pictures of our faces. This is the best.
Oh, that is cool.
This is literally the coolest thing that's ever happened. We just made it. Today is the day that we made it as a real podcast.
He showed me
Check that out.
the chips, and
That
I was
is
like,
so
I wanna
cool.
shower
Oh, those are
them.
great.
Oh yeah. Just throw them, make it rain on these dudes. Little faces. Yeah, it's our faces in little chips, little circles that you use as covers for the bingo game. This is hilarious. Oh my god, you put a lot of work into this.
He did.
This is amazing.
And
Well,
there-
I came up with the idea and the list
Oh
and
my
everything,
God.
and then he
It's
actually.
Okay, my favorite thing that I have seen on any of these. Also, oh my god, another one that's my favorite thing. These are amazing. Bromance's Nick, that's on here, and says Pello.
Yeah, I said that.
Felon.
Yeah.
These are hilarious.
So I do have these all saved as a digital PDF. I'm going to
Oh,
figure
do
out how
you
to
really?
like give them to you guys
my
to like give
God.
the
Oh,
listeners.
that
Dude, they're
awesome.
laminated. These are so high quality. These are amazing.
They're laminated.
I don't even know how to do that.
Fantasizes of unlimited power and success.
Play at home, everybody. Play at home.
Oh my god. These are fantastic. Oh, it has an anxiety attack. That's fair. Feeling hopeless, worthless. These are really good, guys. Holy crap. This is really, really fantasizes of unlimited power. and
You've been
success.
saying it forever now, so I figured we had to make it a
Somebody finally did it. Oh my
I did it
gosh.
and delivered it.
And delivered it and brought it across the world. Holy cow. These are fantastic, guys. We finally have Jim's Neurotic Bingo. This is so cool. And little markers, guys. Thank you so Oh my gosh, there's more?
There's one more.
Oh
It's,
my gosh.
It's sweets.
Oh,
Brazilian
are
sweets.
they hobo Brazilian
No,
sweets? What kind of chocolate is this? Oh,
No,
look
it's
at
not
this.
chocolate.
Paco Quita.
Oh my god, nobody knows Cedilia.
All right, I'm going to read it, and you tell me what I just said in a translation.
Okay.
O sabor da diversão. O sabor da
O
diversão.
sabor da diversão
Yeah. Does that mean like new? Like new flavor?
is the flavor of fun.
Yeah, that's what I thought. De cara nova. That's a new face.
Yes. Oh, you got it.
Ah, you think you're international? I think Portuguese, son. Paco Quita. Little Pacos.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
Paçoquita.
Why is the C's S's in your
The
country?
C with the little squiggly underneath.
Yeah,
right?
the
Yeah.
thing that I thought was a cent
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah.
Paso Quita. What's that mean?
It's just the brand. The actual name of the sweet is paçoca.
Pasoca.
Yeah.
What?
It's
Okay.
peanuts.
You want to try one?
Of course I do.
Yeah, buddy. Oh my gosh.
You need a refill to wash that down?
No. And also, I feel that Jacob owes a bite of this as well. I think he has to.
Oh, I've already had some.
Oh, you have? Oh,
Yeah, she brought some for
Yeah,
ICS as well.
yes.
Cool. Okay, here you go. They come in like little raisin packs. Ah, that's cool. So these are like peanuts?
Yeah.
Ah,
Careful, they're crumbly.
okay.
You're gonna break them.
Careful, they're poison.
After oh shit! Yep, I did break it. Okay, there we go. I got it.
these have peanuts in them?
No, they are peanuts.
Oh wow, that's very good.
I have a peanut allergy.
Oh, you shouldn't eat.
Eat
you
the
shouldn't
whole
eat
thing.
Don't eat it.
Eat it, you
It
puss.
is just peanut.
No.
butter.
It's just peanuts.
I don't care if you eat it or not. He's like holding it up to
Just
himself,
peanuts.
threatening.
Don't do it, dude.
I didn't know you.
If you're gonna die, don't do it.
I won't
We're not
die.
gonna finish
I won't die.
pod therapy like this.
I won't die.
Next
I
week
have
on
a,
pod
just
therapy.
lick it.
I have
Yeah, do that. Do it slow. Look in my eyes. Look at me. do it.
smells
Romance.
yeah. Look me right in the eyes. Yeah, do it. Do it slow.
Worst thing that'll happen is I'll break out in hives. I can handle that.
You can handle that. Don't we have that EpiPen in here?
I had one in my car.
It's just more of that liquor.
Yeah. There's like a CVS down the road, bro. We'll probably be okay. Don't have
That is
2 bites
really
though.
good.
Actually, he's allergic to shellfish. And
too.
Yeah, and
And
he'll
I-
go have sushi with me.
Yeah, I still eat sushi.
It's really funny because toward the end of sushi, like you can see, like he can't breathe.
No, I.
Like that's how we know. It's not when you're full. It's when he's going into anaphylactic shock.
Great.
It's like maybe we should stop. No, I can do one more Philly. Just a half roll, please. Would you like some water? Yeah. And some buprenorphine, please. Anyway, these are delicious. Thank you so much. So we got like our little treats, and we got our bingo cards, dude. This bingo thing is hilarious.
Yeah, we need to get that out.
I think that we finally have something to entertain Jacob during the show. Jacob's like, got it. Bingo.
What was that?
Because there's only so much on the internet.
Yeah, he's going to run out. It's funny because during football season, he'll just legit be watching like all the Sunday games. And then I'll just look up at him and he'll just like give me score, like, like tell me really quick, like, it's 7-0.
No,
like,
the
okay,
bingo,
cool.
he's gonna have to pay attention to the shows.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. He wouldn't do the bingo thing. This is so much fun, guys. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
This is so amazing. I cannot believe I'm holding Jim's neurotic bingo. And so nicely done, too. It's like legit.
Yeah,
It's actually 5 square, too. Yeah. I'm impressed that you guys did this because I always imagined what it would look like. This is way better than anything I ever imagined. Like, I thought, I guess, like, actually, there was a listener who I've met in person here in Vegas who actually said, hey, I want to do this. And she brought up, she's like, I've been working on this for a while now. I just don't know what to do. She's like, should I just go through the DSM and just put things? And I was like, nah, like that's kind of
We started
not the
there,
right
kind of,
spirit.
but-
Yeah, that's not where I'm going with this. It's more like to laugh at myself. But these are really funny, man. I like that the free square is Jim's probably going to say yes or yeah in the background. I do. Because I'm affirming. It's funny because I've yelled at Nick about them. Like, you never affirm me. Like, when I'm giving my feedback, you don't say anything. But when you're talking, I always say that you're doing a great job.
Well,
And
the
he's like,
point
thanks,
is
Jim.
that it's that soft yeah that in the beginning sounded slightly suggestive.
Will, I
Yeah.
feel like you gotta go ahead and
Yeah.
give us your best Jim. Yeah.
yeah.
that is pretty good. That is what you sound like.
I like how
That's
it's
exactly what
post-coital.
it sounds
I like that Jim's yeah is definitely post-coital. Yeah.
Yeah, babe. Yeah.
He's not wrong.
No, you go back and listen to those episodes.
Yeah.
I binged. It was just like some serious topic, and then yeah.
This is the best day ever.
I'm not gonna make any comments about it. I'm gonna excuse myself.
I've adopted
Oh my
it. So, yeah.
God. That is fantastic. Yeah.
With a cigarette. Yeah.
Yeah. Will, when you say you have to bite your lower lip, that's what people don't see. That's what they don't see on the radio. Is that usually when I'm affirming Nick, I'm biting my lip.
Professional.
So. Oh my God, guys, so much fun! Thank you so much for this. Can you join us for the question time? Sure. This is great because now Manu's here, so we don't have to read her email after the show in which she gives her advice. So now you're here. You have a mic. You can just tell us what you're thinking.
I do.
Yeah. I love your feedback. It's funny because we'll always like chat about it afterward. And it would be like one of your best insights, which we actually haven't brought to the air yet because it hasn't come up in rotation. Mm-hmm. We had an episode in which somebody wrote in about having low libido. It was a female who had low libido.
Yes.
And you wrote in with a really important insight that
Yes.
we as two dudes had no clue about.
Exactly.
And as soon as we got your email, we chatted together and we were like, wow, this does not get talked about.
Yes.
But your email told us, hey guys, one of the things you should probably think about when women talk about low libido, they need to go ahead and take a look at their birth control.
Absolutely.
Because that can be a factor, and a lot of women don't know about that and doesn't get discussed.
It doesn't get discussed, and you don't realize until you go through it. Like when it wears off when you stop taking birth control, and then a few months later you're like, oh, that's what happens.
That's what it
how
was.
People feel. That's how normal people feel.
Wow.
I understand now.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
That's amazing.
Until it was like, I think 25.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, I don't like people.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Because it's a huge thing of hormones. You got to think. I mean, and it's specifically targeting your reproductive system.
Exactly.
It's gonna have an effect. You know?
The effect is real.
Yeah, and it doesn't get talked about. And that's one of the things
No.
you talked about in your email too.
No.
Was like if you talk to doctors about it, they're just kind of dismissive of it. Even female doctors
Absolutely.
sort of just dismissive.
No, they don't even ask about it.
Wow.
They don't ask about it, like the fertile window craze.
Yeah.
None of that, because that's intense.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that happened.
The fertile window craze.
Like, hormones just go
Okay,
everywhere.
yeah,
and you're like, okay.
Yeah, so who knows? Yeah, what makes sense of it? Wow. Yeah, no, you've had some really good insight, and so it's actually kind of cool that you're here because this will be fun. So now we'll get an international perspective, Nick.
Very good.
And
We're an
the
international show.
Yeah, female international.
Female international perspective. I didn't want to assume your gender, but okay.
Female.
There
yes.
you go. We'll go with that.
I identify as female.
Will, you too?
Depends on what the day is.
it depends on how drunk I am on hobo liquor from
We
Brazil.
are in Vegas.
Yeah, and the hobo liquor.
I'm here to have fun. All right, cool. So we will we'll dive in. You want to start with
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and when we come back, we will discuss going to prison. You're listening to Pod Therapy.
This week's Theraproducer sponsor is Chairman of the Board, Robert Brownie Jr. Mint. Robert Brownie Jr. Mint is an American business magnate, investor, speaker, philanthropist who serves as the chairman and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. He is considered one of the most successful investors in the world and has a net worth of $89.9 billion as of May 4th, 2019, making him the third wealthiest person in the world. If you know who Robert Brownie Jr. Mint is, I think I know this one.
Yeah.
Also, really cool story about this person.
That's
Jacob's
easy.
got it. Jacob, who is it?
Buffett.
That's Buffett.
Yeah,
fun
Jimmy
story.
Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett, yeah.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger in paradise.
Margarita.
Yeah. Wealthy as hell.
Yeah.
And the triple platinum will do that. You know what's funny? Warren Buffett, he drives around in a hail-damaged Honda Civic. That's his car. He has a hail-damaged Honda Civic. Dude's the wealthiest guy on earth. And they've asked him about it. They're like, why did you buy a hail-damaged car? And you know his answer was? It was on sale. He's like, I just need 4 wheels and air conditioning. I don't care. If you'd like to join Robert Brownie Jr. Mint, you can go to patreon.com/therapy and sign up. Again, that's patreon.com/therapy.
I sat with Warren Buffett and Bill Gates
Watching
a basketball game. It's probably 10 years ago.
What?
Ended up sitting between the two of them and Ludacris.
You have the most interesting life out of anybody I've ever met.
Ended up, Warren Buffett was not sitting there when I sat down. Bill Gates was. He and I struck up a conversation.
Of course.
What?
I didn't know who he was. I knew he was somebody. It was just courtside at a basketball game. And we were sitting about as far away from Nick and I are right now. LeBron James was sitting there.
Shut up.
He was not playing. He was out with a small high ankle sprain.
That
but
is
he was just sitting on the
insane.
bench,
Dude.
And so we were right behind the bench. I was sitting next to Bill Gates, and he goes, "How'd you get?" I think I've told this story on ICS, so I'll be brief. He goes, "How'd you get these seats?" I said, "Oh, my wife is performing in the halftime show. I forget what band was playing at the halftime show, but SJ was either singing or dancing with them."
Wow.
And so her agent got me these seats, and literally
That's
like
insane.
I'm in a folding chair on the court,
Yeah.
just 5 feet
On
from the
wood.
bench.
Jeez.
And I go, well, how? And just part of the conversation, I was like, how'd you get these tickets?
Warren
he-
Buffett. I own the team.
No, what he's trying Margaritaville. That's how I got it.
Yeah.
He took a beat. This is Bill Gates still. He takes a beat and he goes, I'm Bill Gates. And I went, oh, that's where I know you from.
Ah, you're that guy. Thanks for the computer.
Being Bill Gates. That's where I know you from. And then Warren Buffett came and sat down a few minutes later,
That's
and Bill
insane.
Gates introduced me to Warren.
Wow.
And
Warren, this is my new friend Jacob.
And then Ludacris sat down a few minutes later. And at some point during the game, they were
That's
panning
amazing.
through the stands, and be like, "Hey," calling
Look
out
at
the
these
famous
guys.
people on the
And then
PA.
there's Jacob going,
and they're just
"Hi."
like scrolling down
Honorable
this
mention.
line
Until
of
they can't
Ludacris,
recognize.
Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, and
Jacob
some
Smith.
guy.
Yeah, Jacob Smith.
And a guy.
Yeah.
You know, have I ever told you guys my
And
joke?
my brother called me while he was like, I just saw you on TNT. I'm watching a basketball game. They just like showed a close up of you
The
like
only
you were a
thing
celebrity. I
that
was
would
like,
have
yeah,
made
because
that
they don't
better
know who I am.
if Jacob had his arms around both of those guys, like as the camera's going by, he's like, "Hey!" It's like, dude, I just saw you. You had your arm around Warren Buffett.
Right.
Hell yeah, I did. Oh, you
That's
mean
hilarious.
Warren? Yeah, we go way back, 20 minutes ago. That's awesome. Have you ever heard that joke where the dude's in the airport and he sees Bill Gates at like the lounge area, and he comes up to him, he says, "Hi. You don't know me. I'm nobody, but I'm having a really important meeting in a little bit. And if you're here whenever my meeting starts, would you mind maybe just saying something like, 'Oh, hi, Jake. You know, nice to see you. How are the kids? I just want to impress the guy. I want him to think I know you.'" And Bill kind of laughs and he's like, "Yeah, I guess. Like, no promises. But if I'm here, okay, if I remember." And the guy's like, "Great. My name's Jake. Thanks again." And so he sits down. And then, you know, the meeting actually comes in, and, like, the guy sits at the table across from this guy, Jake, and Jake's there talking to him. And Bill, like, looks over his shoulder. He's about to leave, catch his flight, and he realizes, oh, yeah, what's that guy's name, Jake? All right, yeah, I'll do it. And so, you know, Bill Gates walks over to him, and he goes, Jake, how you doing, buddy? How are the kids? And the guy looks up at Bill Gates, and he says, "Fuck off, Gates, I'm in a meeting." So that's essentially what I think Jacob's saying he did. All right, so we have mail. That's essentially what Jacob was trying to say. That was his story. All right, so
Yeah,
this
I think
is
it was
actually
fine where he left it. I
Yeah,
don't know if you needed
my-
to
Didn't
add
make
to
a
it.
damn bit of
That's-
sense.
You know what? The joke's a good joke. All right. Accepting
Maybe it is.
This is a good joke. Accepting I'm a felon and going to jail. This one's been on deck for a while. This is a pretty good letter. Dear Jim and Nick, and also Will and Manu, I'm writing in with what might be too specific of a letter, so I understand if this is not read on the show or if it does not result in much discourse. You were wrong. We're reading it on the show. Anyway, here we go. I'm a felon. Not a convicted felon as of this writing, as I have yet to face a judge for my crimes. Also, I am not seeking legal advice. My letter pertains to the manner of coping with this new label, a label that I will carry with me for the rest of time. I have never as much as received a speeding ticket before my indictment, so being accused of a serious crime weighs heavily on me, as it should, but this weight is too much to handle at times. I won't go into the details of the allegations or the crime itself, but I will say that it is one that brings heavy public judgment without needing to know the details, and I have been living with this for over 3 years now. I did not understand at the time that what I was engaged in was illegal, but I do now understand why the laws I broke are there. Regardless of how these allegations turn out, the damage is already done to my personal life. Innocent until proven guilty only counts in legal court, not the court of public opinion. I rarely go out anymore as I do not want to be seen in public. I constantly fear being noticed and reminding people of what I have been accused of. It is like I have been living in hiding for 3 years. I understand that part of this might be guilt, but I feel like more of it is shame. Shame I have brought my family, those involved, my friends, and loved ones, many of whom I've lost over the years due to this. Every few months, my court date comes up and then has to be pushed back for one reason or another. The constant buildup of anxiety and stress over and over again has also taken its toll. My mood is a constant grumpy or agitated state, and I have completely withdrawn from family activities I once loved. I realize that this is the price one pays for breaking the law, but I hate that every day is lived in a state of fear that I might have to confront someone about this. Writing this now nauseates me, as I have rarely spoken about my troubles to anyone. I know I should, but bringing up the subject only plunges me into more depressing states. My amazing new partner knows my story, but sadly they also only know this version of me. This shame-filled, depressed, angry, hopeless version of me. I just want to know how to wake up each day and not think about how I have ruined my future and destroyed any chance at the goals I once had. I hope all of this isn't just some chaotic venting and that hopefully your listeners can find some valuable takeaways. Hopefully, I am able to continue to listen as I'm unsure of my long-term future freedom. Thank you for your time and this amazingly helpful podcast, Anonymous. We've had that one in the bucket for a while, and that's a powerful one.
I hope we got to it soon enough.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're not going to delete these, so,
Right.
partner, even if you have to listen to it in 5 to 10, you'll get it.
Yeah.
You'll
Well,
catch
that
those.
sucks.
It does
I'm sorry to hear that you're going through that. This is something that I've actually I've thought about quite a bit. Like if I ever had to serve time for
Right.
anything, like that's a thought that always kind of plays in my head.
Right.
Like how would I handle that?
Right.
Because that would Because it's not just the time that you serve.
Right.
Because then it's what happens afterwards. It's what happens with, trying to get a job afterwards. It happens with your identity, so how you choose to identify yourself, and then how do you deal with labels.
Yeah.
So there's a lot packed into this
Felon.
one email.
Felon.
Right.
That's a big part of this.
It
It's
is
just
tough.
the idea of being a felon and like how do you deal with that?
Yeah.
So, Will, as a felon, how do you do
Do the best you can, I guess.
do the
right?
best you can?
Yeah.
Gosh, man, that's
That one
so
got
it's
me.
emotional. Yeah,
Got me.
Manu is choked up on this one too. Yeah, no, it's real, and I think that one of the things that we're talking about in this to the writer is, first off, I want to congratulate you that you're taking this one step at a time, right? That you're struggling with this concept is important because it means to me that you haven't lost hope. And Nick and I both have worked with lots of people who are dealing with the criminal justice system, and they are going through their stuff. It was this last year, 2018. It was 2018. I had a patient who was in a very similar situation, and they had also done some really difficult things and gotten caught for it, had their computer seized, the whole business, had their house raided, and they were part of a small community. And to just have that exposure and then to be left there. And when I was meeting with this person, they were suicidal. And they were saying, I just want to end my life because at any time I'm going to walk into a courtroom. These people look at me like a human piece of garbage now, and I'm just waiting for my fate. And I have no control over this.
The worst part, too,
the
is
waiting.
when they continue to push it back.
Yes.
Because this was a common thing that I dealt with a lot of the folks at our rehab. When they had an update or upcoming court date, they would say, I would rather go in there knowing what's going to happen and get it done
Punch
than
me once.
continue to play this game, this torture.
And what's interesting is, in the scenario that I was treating, my patient did have that same situation. It just kept coming up and kept having to go back, and it was the anxiety. It was eating him alive. And, he was on suicide watch whenever I got a hold of him. We had to make a safety plan and the whole business. And so to this writer, what you are facing is in the realm of one of the only existential things that a human can go through in their lifetime that reaches this level of seriousness. I mean, this and a terminal illness are in the same kind of category of this is life-altering and permanent. It is very, very serious, next to grief and loss. But, grief and loss, too, one of the things we'll teach people is, you will go beyond this. But in this scenario, this is your life, and it's in front of you. I guess one thing I want you to understand, because you are a person who's never committed crimes before, and now this has happened, writer, really listen to this, okay? I need you to hear me on this. We are not our worst decisions. None of us is. Not one of us is our worst moments. We are a universe, a galaxy of choices and loves and moments and comments and thoughts and beliefs and stories. And that is you too. You are not only a felon. Your behavior was felonious. That behavior carries consequences. That is not who you are. That is only a moment in time.
Right, and this is where language comes into play, too.
Yes.
How you choose to talk about something is a representative of how it plays out in your head. So I always had this deal, too, with a lot of folks that I worked with that had, a mental health issue. It'd be like, well, you have to understand, Nick, that I'm bipolar.
Right.
My
Use
response,
the label.
My response to that is, oh, I thought your name was whatever.
Yeah, right.
As in, if I had cancer, I don't identify myself as cancer.
Right.
Bipolar is something that I have.
Yeah.
It's a condition.
Yes.
It's not my identity.
Yes.
So how you choose to talk about something, I guess that would be my first piece of advice, is really kind of take a look at how you identify and how you actually use that label. Do you identify I am blank, or I am my name,
right.
and this
I have
is
done
something
some
that
behavior that has consequences.
Right, and this is what the state that I'm currently in, or this is the challenge that I'm currently dealing with.
Yeah, and you know what, to the writer, it's tricky because, and the writer talks about this, society will not do that for you. Society will only call you what you are. And this is one of the things that I think is difficult, even when you think about crimes like sex offense. Even the criminal justice system will, they're just seeing you like that now. You are just this, you have a label, you have a sticker, you have to wear this for the rest of your life. And it's tough because it's hard to believe me when I tell you you're not your worst moment. But that is something you carry with you.
But that's also just the result of people not knowing anything else about you.
That's true.
If I don't know anything about you other than you're a psychologist,
right,
then to me, you are a psychologist.
And
End
that's
of
it.
list.
That's the whole
You know,
story.
if I don't know anything about you other than you give massive amounts of money to charities,
Right.
I know that one nice thing about you, and that's it.
Right.
And so I think you're a nice person.
Yes.
So if the only thing I know about you, and somebody involved in the criminal justice system, or someone that you've met through that circumstance,
Yes.
if that's the only thing they know about you, that's just an ignorance on their part.
Right.
And if they are exercising that one piece of knowledge and saying that, hey, this is what I know about this person, this is who this person is, that's ignorance on their part.
Absolutely.
And that's their ignorance shouldn't affect don't let their ignorance affect your life more than it absolutely has to.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's key. The concept of identity and getting identity from other people, what Jacob just said is absolutely true. They may only know the first thing about you. That's still not who you are. And give it time and let that thing come together. The second thing I want to speak to the writer about is the concept of time and the concept of being stuck. So it's so interesting to have Manu here. It is, because once upon a time she wrote in, and the tone in her letter reminds me of this one.
Right.
Where she was saying, I feel stuck. I cannot see beyond the reality that I'm facing. And I want there to be more in my life. I want there to be a future. But right now, this is it. And it feels quite permanent. And that is soul destroying. And how do I endure? And to the writer, I sense the same kind of tone. You've committed a felony. I don't think you're getting the death penalty, and I don't think you're getting life imprisonment. You're probably going to get a lot more time than you wish. It's probably going to be up there at felony level. We're talking like a decade. It could be, even longer than that. I've met a man who served 25 years in prison, and I met him obviously whenever he was out, and his life moved forward. Yes, he had to spend years in prison. He had to meet a whole bunch of interesting people. He did a lot of self-work while he was there. He read a lot of books. He got a degree while he was there. He did a lot of self-work with the in-house psychology team. He joined a book club. Like, he did a lot, and he grew, and he had friendships, and he played sports, and he did things while he was there. And you know what? Afterward, he continued his life too. And so the thing that I want this writer to understand is that sometimes in life, we're stuck somewhere that we don't want to be. Jim calls that a Barstow problem. It's this little town. There's a little town in between all the other places, and it's called Barstow. It's in California. It's shitty, and nobody wants to be there for very long. It's hot and dusty and gross, and you mostly just stop there to get a burger and gas. And if you're stuck there, you can feel like you're missing out on life. You could feel like all the other places have real stories and real life happening, and you're stuck in Barstow, and it's off the map, and it's out of reality, and what do you do with your life? But this too shall pass. Barstow is a temporary place. Even this prison that you might be heading to is a temporary place. I need you to see beyond that. And I need you to hold that story in your mind, in your imagination, because that will give you the hope you need to stay put and get through this chapter. But this is a season. This is not your story. It's only one piece of it. Mm-hmm. How's your Barstow situation going?
I would never imagine a year ago that I would be here now. So I think it's pretty good.
So what? Yeah. So the lived story that I'm hearing you saying is, no matter what you're facing, writer, even if you're scared, even if you feel like you're stuck, I'm living proof that, you know what, that's a phase. And it does eventually pass.
Yes.
And you will endure it.
And
you will be okay.
You're never alone. Like, you're not alone. You're going, whatever you're going through.
Yes.
Remember, you're not alone. Because that makes a big difference, too.
That's huge.
It made a big difference for me, too. Like, building the community, not exactly back home. Like, I had people to protect me from the situation at work.
Yeah.
But knowing that I have friends here made so much entirely different story for me.
Yeah.
Like, knowing that I have this community outside a place that I don't want to be.
And that, I think, is so relatable to the writer. Mm-hmm. Writer, even if you do go to jail, you need to understand reality is bigger than that cell. And your relationships and the stories and the people you get to talk to are outside of that cell. In much the same way for you, the people that you most related to, the people that you were drawing friendship from, were not in Brazil. They were outside in America. They were all the scoops and all the folks that are part of, the THERAPALs and the whole community. You were knowing those people outside, and you were using communications to have relationship with them. And writer, even though you might not have access to the internet, I don't know what the rules are in prison. I mean, a lot of times now it's considered a right. And so, like, there is usually access. But write us letters, man.
Yeah, follow up if you can.
Throw
I
a
really
stamp
wanna
on
know
a
how it's
page
going.
and send it to us, man. We want to hear about the interesting stories. And who knows, dude? Maybe you'll get your own Orange is the New Black sitcom whenever you get out of there. But see beyond this moment.
I do think that the one good thing that the writer has going for him is that being able to identify, like, there's a lot of accountability, or not accountability. There's a lot of realism. There's a lot of, like, acceptance. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yes,
It's like,
acceptance.
and that is a big part of being able to. If you're going to deal with the present moment, you have to accept the present moment.
Yes.
You can't try to turn it into something it's not. So you have to accept what's going on.
If you ever do want to send anything in physically, if you can't send an email or something like that, you can send it to Pod Therapy, care of Ice Cream Social, 7835 South Rainbow Boulevard, Suite 4-195, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89139. And make sure you put that Pod Therapy, care of Ice Cream Social.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Jacob.
So you
That's
can
great.
send physical stuff in that way.
Physical scoop mail, physical scoop mail.
Don't sing my songs.
sorry, don't sue me.
Now we owe them a quarter.
They get royalties every time we try to do something. Or Justin does. I don't even know. Well, thank you so much, writer. That was awesome. And, best of luck to you. Remember that this moment is not who you are. It's something you're facing. You are bigger than this. You have an entire life story behind you and ahead of you. And you're going to endure. You're going to get through this. It is temporary. You're going to come out the other side. And you're going to be a different person. And you know what? You're going to have had a life story as part of this. So don't fear this moment, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be bigger than it.
Absolutely.
Something to hold on to.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we discuss a brother in an abusive relationship. You're listening to Pod Therapy. This week's Theraproducer sponsor is Kayla Lansbury. Kayla is the chairwoman and CEO of General Motors Company. She has held the CEO position since January 15th, 2014, and she is the first female CEO of a major global automaker. On December 10th, 2013, GM named her to succeed Dan Ackerson as Chief Executive Officer, and prior to that, Lansbury served as the Executive Vice President of Global Product Development, Purchasing, and Supply Chain at General Motors. If you'd like to join Kayla, who this time I have no clue, I'm going to go with Warren Buffett again. You can go to patreon.com/therapy and sign up for as low as $1. Again, that's patreon.com/therapy. We're back. This is a one-man show. We're back. You're listening to Pod Therapy. And our next question's about having a brother in an abusive relationship. Hey guys, I have a brother who I believe is in an abusive relationship and I need some help with how to talk to him about it. My oldest brother, about 15 years older than me, has found himself in an abusive relationship. He's got a girlfriend after a divorce 2 years ago and has broken up with and gotten back together with her multiple times. I won't hear from him for months, but when they break up, he finally shows back up with terrible stories about her breaking stuff in his house, yelling, screaming, forcing him to give her money. After he cries on my shoulder, apologizes for avoiding his family, and says he wants to spend more time together, then he's the next weekend taking her to Disneyland and acting like they are completely in love on social media. I'm not an angry guy, but whenever this happens, I turn into an angry Hulk, following up some serious sadness. I don't like keeping secrets. I'd rather everything is out in the open and we could just get over this, preferably before he breaks up and the cycle starts again. Should I just sit him down and tell him how I feel? It's the secrets and lying that upsets me most. Thanks, guys. Love the show. It's amazing how our community is really pushing for mental health awareness. I love you all. P.S. I enjoyed talking with Drunken Jim at Scoopfest. Salt Pork Brooks Lyle. Oh, Brooks.
Well, that makes one of us.
Yeah, Drunken Jim's a nice guy. He's just interested in everything. Brooks Lyle also built us Pegasus,
That's right.
the car that went into the Derby, man. That
That's
was
right.
the coolest car I've ever
That
seen.
was.
I still have it.
It's definitely a fan favorite.
Would you say that was an example of a cognitive delusion?
Oh,
Jim,
get out your
because that's bingo for me.
Jacob's been playing the whole
We've
time.
got a winner. That was PTSD, anxiety attack. soft yes in the background. That's the free-wing cognitive delusion. And irritability.
There it is.
He's
You
got
got
it.
them all. Man, you get these quick.
Yeah.
Half a show.
Damn.
Half a show. They come flying out. Oh, man. So, yeah, this is a tough one, right? And I think if you love somebody or you're a friend with somebody and you see them going through an on-again, off-again, explosive, dynamic relationship where it's like it's really like on fire and like they're together, but then they're horrible together and like they're mean to each other and then they hate each other and then they love each other, and that's tough. And it's always hard being a bystander and wondering, what do you do? Like, how do you help that person? And it's interesting. Everybody's nodding to that one because I think we all have that friend, right? Hopefully it's them.
Yeah.
You guys seem stable. Yeah.
We're good.
Knocking on wood. Things are going
Well, the thing that I really appreciate about this is that we are acknowledging the fact that abusive relationships go the other way as well.
Yeah.
Because it's that has always been the stereotype that the abuse is always man on woman.
Right.
It can just as easily go the other direction.
True.
It
And
may take a different
misinforms
form
people.
sometime.
Yes.
Sometimes it may look a little different, but it definitely exists.
Yeah, and to that point, Nick, I'm really glad you mentioned that. I've had this happen a lot where it's very common, not very common, but it's not abnormal for me to meet a female patient and for her to use phrases like emotional abuse, verbal abuse, and she'll describe a relationship that way and then be looking for feedback about it. However, if the shoe's on the other foot and I meet a male patient who's describing like his relationship, a lot of times they don't access that language. Even if what they're describing sounds a lot like that, it's emasculating, I think, and a lot of men would rather just take their lumps and just be like, well, I don't know. I mean, we have a rocky relationship or whatever. But, like, they won't be comfortable saying, like, yeah, she's abusive,
Right.
like,
They
or
won't
whatever.
use abusive, but maybe controlling sometimes.
Yeah,
you'll hear,
or just men will say, she's crazy. And it's
Right.
like, okay,
Yeah.
but what, unpack that, right? Like, I can't do much with that word. Like, I need to know your truth. So to the writer, right away, I'm appreciative that you're describing a situation that, is out there. It's very common, and we don't talk enough about it. But that's definitely something people bump into.
So does he say something to his brother?
Do you talk to the person
do you
or
say
not?
something?
Let's go to Will. Will, do you talk to this guy?
Well, see,
if you're
like-
Brooks, do you say, yeah, dude, sit him down, tell him.
I can kind of relate because I have a few friends where not only do I get upset at the person doing the abusing, but I also sometimes get upset at the person. I was like, why are you staying?
Right.
Why, what are you
Right.
doing?
Yeah, if
And
you're the
that's where my
friend, you're like,
frustration
get
goes,
out
because
of
I don't want
it.
to be that person. It's like, just leave, get out of there.
Right.
And then I don't want to watch them sit there and continue to be the same cycle over and
Right.
over again. So yeah, that's tough. I don't know. Like sometimes I just keep my mouth shut and be like, I'm here.
I'm here. Yeah,
Yeah.
my role is to be your friend.
Yeah.
And so
And other times I am like, I think you just need to like realize that this is the 8th time you've come to me with this problem.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
That can
Being
be
that witness.
frustrating.
Yeah.
When you've got somebody that continues to come back with the same problem and you're like, look, we can continue to talk about this, but are you going to take any action? Are you going to
Right.
do anything different? Are you going
Right.
to set some boundaries? Because if you're not,
Yeah.
there's no point in us talking about it anymore. It's,
Yeah.
'cause
You
now,
get stuck on it.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of what you said, Will. My posture generally, and I think part of this is being a therapist too. We will very rarely advise somebody break up. And like it's interesting too because I'll whenever we meet a new patient, a lot of times during the intake we'll ask them like, oh, have you ever tried therapy before? And a lot of times I'll say, oh yeah, I've worked with a therapist in this part of town or whatever, and of course I need to know more. And so I'll say, oh, what was good about that? What didn't work about that? Why am I meeting with you? And just last week I had somebody tell me they told me to leave my husband the first day I met them. And I was like, bold move. Hi, welcome to therapy. Divorce. Geez, man, like, get to know the situation, right?
I've known you for 15 minutes.
I
I
feel
feel like
confident.
I have a grasp on the situation.
And
I feel
it's
like,
funny
yeah.
though because I've seen a lot of therapists who they lack that maturity and they will do that. They'll be like, oh, this is textbook XYZ. Let me jump to the thing I'm probably going to nudge you toward in 7 weeks, and let's just go ahead and start with that. And it's like you're destroying this person. They don't have the ability. So like I kind of like Will's move, which is let me be here, let me be your partner in this, and yep, I'm your sounding board. And sometimes just by noticing how many times you've come to me with this and how you're repeating a lot of the same things to the same face, it starts to dawn on you that you'll realize it. Like, Will, I feel weird telling you this, and you're like, don't feel weird. I've heard it before, but like I'm with you. And they're like, huh. Like maybe I need to get out of this.
And the biggest part of therapy too isn't what the therapist does.
No.
It's what the patient says.
Yes.
So them having somebody to talk about it and vocalize it and hearing themselves say it, they'll oftentimes reach the conclusion that we would nudge them in anyway.
Yes. Yeah, you got to let people self-determine.
Right.
So, Brooks, in this situation, especially being a family member to it, I think it's really hard to, especially when it's your family.
Yeah.
Because, you have that brotherly ability to grab them by the shirt and be like, stop. Don't do this anymore. We all hate her. You shouldn't be with her. It's terrible. And it's a train wreck. But, it's interesting, too. Did you detect as I read that, did you hear anything that made you kind of think, borderline? Kind of sounds a little like, I love you, I hate you, explosive, run back to each other. The relationship, I'm not diagnosing either individual, but it has that feel to it where it's like, I love you, get away from me.
Definite extremes, yeah.
Yeah, just back and forth really fast.
Yeah, and I think, to Brooks' point, I guess I would feel comfortable expressing concern.
Yeah.
I think that's totally normal, and I think that would be a good first step is
Yeah.
to just be completely honest and say, "Hey, brother, here are the concerns that I have.
Yes.
I this is the pattern that I see. It seems to constantly happen. You don't seem to be doing anything about it, and I'm worried because." And then turn it back onto you, not necessarily saying like this is what you need to do, but here's why I'm concerned. Here's how this affects me as your brother.
As part of an easygoing conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, keeping it super chill and not putting them on trial. And, this actually is better advice for everybody listening. If you have a friend or a family member who comes to you in their hurting moments and they vent, I want to challenge you, resist the urge to fix it. That's one of the first things you learn as a therapist is, this person saying, oh my gosh, what should I do? What should I do? And if you're not careful, you will mistakenly think they want an answer to that question. It's rather more important to give them the space and the encounter to reveal their truth without fear that you're going to jump to anything, right? Because if you decline to offer to fix it, if you decline to propose solutions, if you just kind of receive it and just kind of marinate in it, they'll go deeper.
And
they'll reveal more.
One technique that I always used to do when doing counseling is to beat them to that question.
Right.
If I ask that question,
what should you do?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Beating them to that, then it puts it back on them.
Yeah.
So, like, if they ask me, what should I do? Then now I'm stuck with that.
Yeah.
But if they're explaining the problem and then I jump in with, wow, that sucks. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I've had that blow up in my face.
Have you?
Oh yeah, it just happened recently. I think I don't remember why because that's not my natural.
I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah,
but that's good information.
Oh,
right?
okay.
That's still good information
Reaching
to
for
have.
the red
'cause
button
then it's
underneath
like,
the.
Then now it's like, okay, now I have to do something.
Yeah,
I tied him up there in the trunk of my car in the parking lot now.
Yeah. What I was thinking is I'd start with the throat. What? I think I said something like that, like, "Oh, what are you going to do?" And they kind of.
You
blew
mean
up
with
on me.
the body?
Yeah, with the body. Yeah. You want to see what I'm repairing? They said something to me like, "Well, that's what I came to see you about." And I felt like,
okay,
that's
but
right.
even then you explain what therapy is.
I did,
because
I did
because
hear it.
that's not what therapy is.
Well, it's funny because it's so interesting, and that's the difference I think between a rookie therapist and somebody who's been around for a while. Rookies take that bait. And so anytime your patient is pushing you away or brings up the fact that they're paying you money or whatever it is, that has nothing to do with you.
Right.
Do not get defensive. Do not feel like you need to explain things. Do not feel like you need to go back to the... No. They're just uncomfortable, and they're pushing away a human because their wound is open right now, and they're scared. And so you just got to roll with it. Like if they're like, oh, well, that's what I came to see you for. You're supposed to be Mr. Fix-It.
Then you jump in with, that sounds like a great plan. Let's put that, that's going to be our goal. Let's put that as
so
a
I hear
treatment
you
plan.
saying that this is something we should
Oh,
take a look
I
at.
hear you saying, grab your bingo card.
Damn it! I am so predictable. This is
I
funny.
like this game a lot.
This is really funny. There are gonna be people who bring one of these into session that listen to the show. They're gonna be like, "Yep, let's go."
I hope
I'm
so.
ready for this.
I would say one of the problems that I had early on with like friends who came to me with this stuff is kind of goes back to like the whole like, oh, you should just divorce them type thing. Is that
Right.
I had to put my feelings about that person aside.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about my happiness. Like I might not like that person,
Right.
and so I don't want you with them.
Right.
You know? But it's like, this is not about me. So
Yeah,
that's-
I don't want to bring me into
yeah,
this.
yeah, that's really tough sometimes. If it's like if it's a friend that you like a lot or like a family member, that's tough.
Yeah, that's really tough. That's a hard one.
And you cannot make decisions for other people because they're gonna
Yes.
blame you for that
Yep.
later.
Yep.
Yep.
They'll be like, "Well, I did what you said."
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I had a family member do that to me the other day. They broke up with their girlfriend, and we were talking on the phone, and they were venting, and I was just kind of receiving their truth. And they said, "Well, I guess you were right all along, weren't you, Jim?" And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah, I guess you were right all along. I mean, I guess it didn't work out, huh? So I guess you're not surprised." And I had to stop them, and I was like, "Hey, I don't want to like play back the transcript, but like I have never stated an opinion about this person. I've just been here whenever you're pissed and you're sad, and I hope you don't conflate your feelings in the moment for me, because like I've just received it. Like I do not, but it's exactly because of what you just said. Because I'm not trying to be blamed. Like, oh well, no. I have no part in your success or failure as a relationship. I have no vote in your relationship. I am rooting for you. Right. That's what I usually tell them. I'm on Team Will. Yeah. Like I just hope you're happy and joyful, man.
And having them solve it too, it's like you're not piling on to their current emotion.
Yeah,
so
right.
Like, they're really frustrated with whoever they're with right now because they're coming to vent to you, and you're like, yeah, that person's horrible. Don't do that. Like, yeah, they are horrible. They're the worst.
Right.
It's
yeah.
Like, well, maybe you're just pissed off right now.
Right. Yeah, you're not helping them.
Yeah. So like let them kind of go through it and figure it out. Yeah.
But it's hard to decline to offer your thoughts.
And then the worst part too is then they get back together. And then you have to hang out.
And then
with
you're
them.
invited to the wedding.
And then you're like,
oh, it's the worst. And they're like, Nick didn't like you. Nick said I shouldn't be with you.
He tried to break us up.
Yeah, Nick tried to. Will's right. Yeah, Nick tried to break us up. You know that, right? Oh my God.
I've been at that wedding.
Yeah.
I have been at the wedding of a very close female friend of mine that when she and this fella, they weren't really first dating, but they'd been dating for a while, and he was being abusive.
Okay.
Not physically abusive, but mentally abusive. And they were living they were living in another city. It doesn't matter where they were living. But they were living in another city, and she would call me up, and we would talk, and I'd say, go to the airport. Get on a plane, come here.
Yeah.
You can stay with me and SJ. I'll buy you. Go to the airport, I'll give you a credit card.
Wow.
Buy the plane ticket, just come down here. Doesn't matter.
Solve it.
And she would sometimes kind of like almost do it other times. And then she started confronting him about the things that I would say.
Oh.
She would take that to him. This isn't really a bad thing. The story ends happily.
Okay. And she'd start invoking your name and be like,
she would start
Jacob
bringing,
thinks.
Yeah.
Even my friend Jacob thinks.
Right.
Yep.
And he knew me. He knew that she and I had a brother-sister type relationship. And
right. So he knew it was on the level, but still, your name's getting invoked.
Right. He then started working on it. He started going to therapy for it. He started doing all this stuff and really started working on himself. And the happy ending to it is we went to the wedding and I was okay.
Yeah. Good. Because you felt like, all right.
Yeah.
I was like,
come full circle.
He's at least making the effort.
Yeah.
He's making some effort to do this. But I mean, yeah, that was that was definitely a weird thing. And you're talking to my friend and doing that stuff. It was a real weird thing, and it could have gone a very different. That could have gone a very different direction.
Yeah, that could have gone south.
Quick. It's so interesting too because this is one of the most dangerous things I, as a therapist, have had to bump into, and I think it's a problem that it's a problem that all
they're dangerous.
Is very dangerous. I think that all therapists bump into this problem, but male therapists in particular bump into this problem. So I'll have a female patient. She has a husband at home. They're having problems. She's here to work on whatever, and here we are talking. And very easily, because of confidentiality and because I'm not allowed to speak for myself and contact this guy and give him my real thoughts, I become a sock puppet.
Yep.
And so she goes home with a little Jim sock puppet. And then every time they're in a fight, she'll repeat things that I've said. And what's really tough is I'm pretty careful not to say anything indicting about your spouse. I don't care. But then she'll like diagnose him and be like, well, you know what? You're a sociopath, because that's what Jim says. And then I'll meet the husband eventually and he'll be pissed. And I'm trying to friendly this guy up and like break the ice, and he like standoffish, and I'll be like, and he'll be like, well, all the time, I hear that you say things about me, and I'm like, okay, well, now that you're in this room, I can tell you, Mike, I've never said anything about you. Like, I'm on team relationship. I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, I work with what she gives me, but that's very dangerous. And so, back to the writer's question, I think that don't get pulled into the middle of it. That's the worst.
I think to summarize, I guess I would say, should you explain to him how you feel? Absolutely.
Yeah,
casual
fair.
conversation.
He's your brother. I mean, you have the right.
But then also, again, like, keep it focused on that thing that we do all the time that sounds really cheesy, which is when you do blank, this is how I feel.
Yes.
And focus on how this is affecting you.
Yes.
And then just be there. Just be there as somebody he can vent to, somebody he can talk to. He'll solve the problem if he has somebody that he can explain and talk through the problem with.
That's true. Or he won't. Or they'll continue to do the dating thing, and it'll be off and on, and you will watch the yo-yo, and it will be hard for you. You don't have control, though. It's his life. And if that's his relationship style, that's what he chooses. It's hard to watch, but, control the damage and stay out of the blast radius, I think, for the most part. And, just make sure that anything you buy her for any holiday that's upcoming, save the receipt. You don't know. So whatever, if you got her in Secret Santa, save that receipt.
Great advice.
Yeah, that's solid advice.
Well, thank you, Brooks. I appreciate
and
that.
thank you for Pegasus.
Yes.
I still have it. It's on my desk at home. And I was so funny. Last weekend, I was just staring at it and thinking, God, this was a lot of work. Like, this thing is really well built. And then I felt shame for just buying mine on the internet. But
Good.
But I won.
You are a human.
I have a trophy. I feel guilty until I start polishing my Boy Scout trophy.
Yeah.
Self-aggrandizing on there.
Oh, damn! Oh my God!
This is the greatest thing ever.
I think we could call that narcissistic personality.
Oh my God!
I think so.
That's insane how many things are on there.
What do you get for a blackout?
Yeah, it might
all
not
of
even
these.
have to be bingo. It might be every episode. If you're playing at home, today is blackout.
I don't know. That I'm going to call that emotional reasoning.
Oh, jeez. They're all on there. Jim's Neurotic Bingo. That is so cool, guys. You did such a good job with it. So we want to thank our supporters of the show, not just those who have come into the studio today, but we want to thank our patrons who support us at patreon.com/therapy. And we have a new THERAPAL. We want to thank Elizabeth. Welcome, Elizabeth. Welcome to the THERAPARTY. See what I did there?
I'm sorry, I wasn't
Thank
listening.
you for the courtesy laugh, as usual.
Yeah.
And we want to especially thank our bosses, the Elite Eight, the mysterious and shrouded Illuminati members of our fan club, the TheraProducers. Thank you, Smitty Scoop, Jake Schneider, Robert Brownie, Jr. Mint, Chairman of the Board, Kayla Lansbury, David Data Scoop Vialon, Judy Schneider, Nathan's Hot Dog Scoop, Dr. Ben Don, and ex-officio board member Ellie O'Dare.
If you would like to hear this episode uncut, unedited, and enjoy our spontaneous side projects that exist quantum level, like that it's like Schrodinger's book club. Like at any time, the book club may or may not exist. You can go to patreon.com/therapy. Listen, it's only $1, okay? You don't care. You like supporting mental health. But thank you for supporting mental health. That's all the time that we've got for this week's session. We want to thank our landlords, the Ice Cream Social Podcast, and thanks to Will and Manu for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Remember, pod therapy isn't something you should keep all to yourself. Help us reach others by opening this episode's description in your podcast app and copying and pasting the link provided into your social media. Don't forget, you can find us at facebook.com/podtherapy, on Twitter at PodTherapyGuys, and now at patreon.com/therapy.
Do you want to submit a question to the show? Ask anonymously at podtherapy.net or email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com. I'm Nick Tansman.
I am Manuela Musacchio.
Again.
Thanks. We'll see you for your appointment next week.
I feel like I'm getting better. Was that one the right one? Did I get it?
I didn't pay attention
Yeah.
anymore.
I think you found the solution. Just
Yeah.
don't listen.
Why? What makes you think you're getting better?
Because I feel like every time I learn something different,
No.
now that I've got the
No.
Musacchio, I feel like I'm getting there.
I feel like you're just wrong in different ways.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think you're getting better at all.
At least this time I have hobo liquor inside of me to
Yes.
justify the mistake.
Want some more?
No, Jesus, no.
Speaking of which, I gotta use the restroom.
And that's all, folks.